past week, the crisis rocking the Labour Party took a dramatic turn when its National Executive Council took the decision to relieve National Publicity Secretary Abayomi Arabambi of his responsibilities for his role in the purported illegal expulsion of Dr. Doyin Okupe, Director General of the Presidential Campaign Council. As we continue to follow that unfolding story, we now have with us again Dr. Abayomi Arabambi, who was last week relieved of his responsibilities as Labour Party's National Publicity Secretary by the National Executive Council Committee of the party, and Michael Asade, who is Chairman, Labour Party, Ogun State Chapter. Good morning, gentlemen. Good to have you here again.
Good morning.
You were here last week, Saturday. Now we have you. Where are we? Dr. Arabambi, it looks like what the news is saying is that you have been removed. Is that the same situation for Mr. Asade as the chairman? I think there was even the news that the entire Ogun State executive, has been dissolved. Is that the correct situation? Are you at war with the National Executive Council of the Labour Party?
Well, I thank you very much. I want to address the entire obedient members in Nigeria, and I will draw the attention to Article 7 of our Constitution, which I'm holding here, which talk about the supremacy of our party constitution. Article 7 says, subject to provision of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and any other law of the time being in force in the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the provision of the Constitution shall take precedence over and above any other rules or regulation of the party. And where any rule, regulation, or any other enactment of the party is inconsistent with the provision of the Constitution, such enactment is to the extent of its inconsistency null and void and of no effect. I will now go to Article 19, Party Discipline. All members of the Labour Party must maintain a commendable and exemplary level of discipline in both their public and private lives and conduct. Now, I will go to Article 91. Discipline of party member shall be exercised through respective disciplinary committee of the party at appropriate level and shall be governed by due process and fair hearing as may be stipulated by the ancillary party regulation and party code of conduct and moral and ethical code. Now, the supremacy of the Constitution is very clear here that any other enactment, rule or regulation that anybody might come with, to the extent of inconsistency, is null and void and of no effect. So for you to discipline, if there's any discipline at all, a disciplinary committee has to be set up. That is what the Constitution says. And you give the person fair hearing. Thank God we have a lawyer as our national chairman. What happened in Barcelona yesterday was just a coup d'etat, against our constitution. There was a
what happened where?
In Barcelona hotel in Abuja.
Oh, okay.
It was just a coup d'etat, by some military junta in a civilian uniform who called themselves a Democrat to suspend our constitution. They now promulgated a decree, that will suit them. When military take over, they will promulgate a decree. They will say, "Oh, constitution is suspended," so that they want to rule by their own, order. Now, what happened there was that yes, a meeting of NWC were called, which I was supposed to attend, but but to my surprise, the chairman went to some rooms, with some people because the petition was written to Deputy Chairman over, some fraudulent activities. Some candidates of our party were directed to pay money into the private account of the national chairman. And at the end of the day, were denied ticket. So the lawyer wrote a petition on behalf of this candidate, which was supposed to be submitted to the National Working Committee. But the chairman knows fully well that he cannot be a judge in his own case, just lock up everywhere, put some people there. Why this petition was received by the Deputy National Chairman of the party, Alhaji Lamida Papa. We were supposed to present this, but he knows the implication that when this is presented as an accused, you cannot judge in your own case. It will be hard to step aside. So all they did was that they invaded the hotel with thug. The hotel CCTV, captured everything, and they now went into a small room with the national secretary to say that, oh, we have suspended this, we have dissolved this, when they know fully well that in our constitution, you have to table a member offense to him that he will now defend before a disciplinary committee. A disciplinary committee at various levels that will now recommend whether expulsion, suspension, and co like that as stated in the constitution.
Were you in Abuja for that?
Of course.
NWC?
Yes, of course, I was there.
But you were not allowed to participate?
He just locked himself in one room, himself and the national secretary. They just quickly, because they didn't want to receive this, though the national deputy chairman presented this to him, and he tore it, his own copy, he tore it inside the room there. Then, some boy just, 4 of them in suit. I was even taking their DSS. It was later, during fracas, I saw them with some improvised, gun. So we have to, but they don't know I came with him. They don't know we were 4, so they were 4, we were 4. So they were unable to, take us on because they were thinking it was only me. They didn't know that I also came with some other people because I knew such a thing could happen. So after that now, everything just, went behind, and they went to a room to now go against our party constitution. But one thing I'm surprised is this. With the level of our president candidate, I think we need to be careful where we have people who think, they can turn the constitution of the party upside down. If the constitution says, when somebody has committed an offense, as stated, you cannot by your own bring another rule to now come and punish that person. What the problem I have with the national chairman and secretary, there are 2. One, the Court of Appeal, this judgment, gave ruling on 18th day of November, directing INEC in respect of Lagos, they should upload our House of Rep, 15 of them.
Which has been done?
Now, no, INEC has not uploaded.
Okay.
Now, this is the CTC. The court order says it is hereby ordered that the respondent, Independent National Electoral Commission, is hereby ordered to open a website to submit the list of our candidates 1 to 7, then 10 to 17. 1 to 7 is 7, 10 to 17 is 8. That's 15. On their own accord, to which I was shocked and surprised, they wrote a letter on the 25th of November to INEC, signed by the national chairman and national secretary.
Yes.
So what they did...
Saying what?
What they did was that, second to judgment of the Court of Appeal, in appeal number, Court of Appeal, Abuja, Civil Suit 1041-2022. Same thing here. Court of Appeal number, Civil Suit Abuja, 1041-2022. This court only ordered that 15 names be submitted. They went to Oluwole. They changed this 10 to 17, they changed it to 10 to 27.
You mean they forged?
They forged this.
Court processes.
Yes, but because my name is listed there as number 9.
Yes.
I protested. They now wrote letter to INEC that this court order says 27 candidates. Look at it from here to here. That is 20, it's not 27. I objected. Because what
Instead of 15.
Instead of 15. Because what you are going to do tomorrow, the police will come and knock your door and say, oh, something, because criminal matter are not time bound. I said, come, gentlemen, I'm not going to be part of this nonsense. I told Naya Chairman, you are a lawyer, don't engage yourself in this. If you are 15, we have a court case already going for the other people in Lagos. Don't do this, but look at what they submitted to INEC. How can you, as Naya Chairman, engage in forgery of a judge of Court of Appeal? And you now submitted that nonsense to INEC.
You are saying that the document submitted by the national executive of your party
it's different. Yes, it's different from what forged. The Court of Appeal gave them. That's why I did the certified copy signed by Justice Aruna Simon Tisnamani. That's the lead judge. There are 3.
Yeah.
They were what they gave. They were what they submitted. They were how they. They were when the crisis started. I said, "Now, Chairman, sir, let me tell you, because I didn't mean I am not part of here. I don't give a damn. But I can be charged as an accessory to this fraud. Because they know I started this matter in the federal court. So how could I claim ignorant that I don't know that these were the only people who did an appeal on their behalf, and yet somebody now submitted 27. That is one. The second one was
additional 12 names
were
added to the original 15.
Yes, which is very wrong. We shouldn't want to go to Aso Rock under fraudulent activities.
It's illegal if what you are saying is correct.
No, I will give you the statutory copy of the court judgment. I am not the one. The justices are listening to me. They were what we fought inside, but they said I should keep quiet. It is a party, let it go. I said no, I will not take risk for the future of my wife and children and my family for a political party that will send me to jail.
You have heard all these documents.
Yes.
And this has been going on for a while.
Yes.
And it's obvious that there are issues between you and the Ogun State ESCO with the federal. Why have you not sought audience with the flag bearer of the party, Mr. Peter Obi, who could have intervened and whose chances might be impacted if this continues? Let
me open up to you. Mr. Peter Obi is listening to me. They have deliberately Southernized Labour Party now. The Labour Party doesn't have this pan-Nigerian look. We that are in Labour Party, I told the national chairman, you know what we have gone through in this party. Let us try to be open. I can assure you, there has never been a meeting between NEC and NWC with Mr. Peter Obi. I do not stand to be corrected. There was never a meeting.
Since he became the candidate?
There has never been a meeting. Even if the man wants to come, you will see Ojuku, the organizing secretary, now chairman, whispering to his eye, oh, he's going somewhere, go somewhere. They will never, allow him to interact. We have never deliberated. NEC, NEC of a meeting consists of all the NWC, state chairman and state secretary. That is one. There has never been a rally that all our state chairmen are involved. They were the one that would just go and conjure some names.
Not even the Ibadan rally.
The Ibadan rally, I'm telling you, we don't have the deputy national chairman of Labour Party. He did not attend. The national finance secretary is from Ekiti. He did not attend. The deputy national chairman from Ondo, that one's from Ondo. He did not attend. I did not attend. National government did not attend. The 6 of us from the South did not attend the rally. They just packed some people inside that plane. They said they are special visitors and they dropped them off. Now, how could you be going to Oyo State where we have our deputy national chairman? That is second in command to Julius Aburi. None of us attended. They have selected their team, that will be doing this thing. And it's very obvious, they are making us not to look serious. So what they've been doing, and I'm going to pity Mr. Peter Obi because he, is a gentleman that is not in the middle of the sea. He has, he must mind what he does now, because in the middle of the sea, you still want to get, to the other side, or do I come back here? I know he must have been talking to them. I sent him a message, which he acknowledged, but the problem now is that these people, they have conducted themselves like a military, junta that just want to head free. Everything right. Money is just what they share among themselves. They don't care about Obi. Just like I said before, it will go to him. How can we be doing substitution case for over 15 northern states that included some governor, Senate, House of Rep, and Assembly? And the now chairman will now write to that lawyer to discontinue.
All right, you have established the fact that the National Working Committee may have acted against your party's constitution to relieve you of your duties as National Publicity Secretary. Now, I want to go to the crux of the matter, the accusation, which is that you were suspended over allegations of anti-party activities. Now, you have also accused the national headquarters of financial misappropriation as well. I'd like for you to just highlight all of that and where you stand at this point.
Now, the point is this, is that before, whoever comes to equity must come with clean hand. This is a petition written by a lawyer on behalf of some candidates, where they stated there how they paid money into the account of the national chairman, party nomination. It is stated there. They put the date that money was transferred and the account they transferred the money to. Into this thing.
During the primaries?
Yes. All this money is over 40 million. that were diverted and they are killed. And they now said they want the national NWC to set up a committee. They want to come and repeat what they have here. Now, part of the account is this Ever-Ready Transport Services, domiciled with Access Bank. Who own this account? They said they are coming with their statement of account before the committee. They now said, I am accusing, the National of Financial Property. As I am here.
They paid money into a private corporate account.
Yes, of the national chairman. Yeah, of the national chairman.
Well, we wouldn't know whether it's of the national chairman.
No. The name is here. No, the something is here. Everything was stated there.
Yeah, but his name is not there. You said Ever-Ready something.
Yes,
that's the name of the company.
That's the name of the company, owned by him.
How do you know that?
You said?
How do you know he owns the company?
You know that for you to know anything through the BVN, you know everything.
So you already have.
Of course, we have the fact, and the lawyer said, our clients are ready to come and provide this detail. That was why this suspension, came about. I will not lie to you. Not that you are not pleaded that this thing should not, go to court. I told him, no, this one that you did already is there, and that's why I went to Court of Appeal. This is what they call anti-party. I went to Court of Appeal before the wise men there that, my lord, I am just a party here. They did not obtain my brief to do this. Because nobody knows what is going to happen tomorrow. You can even be going for ministerial, nomination. That somebody will just, they raise this issue that, there was a time that this, and one is out.
Mr.
So
Asade,
they are not anti-party. They were the one that, that is corruption.
Where do you stand in all this? Are you still the chairman of the Labour Party in Ogun State, or has your ESCO been dissolved? If so, why?
Well, thank you very much. Nigerians are listening, and I think the last time I was there, I hinged our actions on the provisions of our constitution. And if any action is to be taken also by any other party or any other group, I believe it should still be hinged on the provisions of the constitution. If I may go through what our constitution here says from Article 7 and taking it down to maybe Section 3. It says the state officers may be removed by 2/3 majority of votes by the state Congress, not the NWC, state Congress. So I don't know how the NWC has the power to say the duly constituted, duly elected ESCO of a state has been dissolved. It's not even suspended, has been dissolved. Such powers is not given to the NWC as far as our constitution is to be.
How will you challenge it? The constitution is clear from what you are reading, but then how will you challenge it without looking as if that you want to bring the entire roof down?
No, we are not bringing the entire roof down. We'll go to the court and state our position. Let the court help us to interpret our constitution. You see, and another anomaly which was stated there is that after the dissolution, you are now saying a disciplinary committee is to be set up to investigate what? That is working towards the answer. You have already given an answer, dissolution. You are now setting up a disciplinary committee. It will work towards the answer that you have been given.
Let me ask you the type of question that I asked Dr. Arabambi because of what happened in Osun. The candidate of your party during the election that brought in Adeleke came from APC. Lasson, Honorable Lasson was at the time deputy, Speaker of the House. But he has now left your party for PDP. And one of the excuses that he gave was that not a single time the candidate of the party, Mr. Peter Obi, bothered to even ask after the elections had gone, how they were faring, how did the people respond, blah, blah, blah. So I'm asking you, just like I asked him, do you think that Mr. Peter Obi is too distant from the party structure and is only concerned by the obedience, and you are still wearing their cap, will it have made a difference if he is a party man, talking of Labour Party? And how do you think that this whole thing will pan out if things continue like this?
Well, my own position to that, and based on one or two things we have heard and to the people we have spoken with, is the fact that I want to believe Mr. Peter Obi has a good intention. At least in one or two gatherings that I was there, he has expressed his opinion and his intention of what he wants to do. But I want to believe the people surrounding him have hijacked that action of his and have not allowed it to come to fruition. I want to say here categorically that the person I know of, Mr. Peter Obi, has a good mind. See, but he's surrounded by people who have hijacked and who might have muzzled him into not implementing such action. So that is where we find ourselves today.
All right, there are so many allegations abound, and as we wrap up the conversation, I'll ask you my final question, which is, can you, in good conscience, say that you're not prolonging this matter because of, people or factors that may not want the Labour Party to succeed?
You see, injury to one person is injury to all. I've been in Labour Party 12 years, 6 months now. Virtually all our fight of survivor till now remains my fight, with the national leadership. But as it is, I am not the kind of person that can cover crime just because we wanted to, gain prominence or we wanted to seize power. Why are we contesting against APC? Why are we contesting against PDP? Because we felt there's an anomaly that we want to correct. But if we are also guilty, of such, what do we do? So for me, it's not a question of prolonging, the matter. It is about injustice, meted out. All this matter has to be decided, but I think for the national executive, with what they did illegally, I know the kind of person I am, I will go to court, to test the constitution, to see whether they on their own, can suspend a member of the NWC without, due process. And I am telling Nigerians today that I remain the National Public Secretary of Labour Party in Nigeria, and I will go to court to challenge this. Now, on Mr. Peter Obi, it's a good thing. The man, has a very good mind for Nigeria. But with this crop of people, we will do all our best to make sure the now chairman and secretary is removed from office through legal means.
Okay,
we'll try our best.
So it's a fight.
So that Obi can win this election.
Just that people will think that what you are asking the federal executive of your party to do, people might ask that, did you also give Dr. Doyin Okupe that opportunity by looking, by asking him to come and defend himself while he was not paying?
No, it's different. It's different. You see, on the issue of membership.
Just 10 seconds.
Yes,
just 10
on the issue of membership, once you are in default, you shall forfeit your membership. That is not disciplinary action.
Okay.
You consider disciplinary action is not included in membership. Once you are in default or membership due, arrears of 6 months, you shall forfeit your, your membership. That's what that one says. It's not a question of asking him that why didn't you pay? It is stated there, in our constitution.
All right. Thank you both for joining us on the morning show today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.